Hi everybody and welcome to Yoga for Beginners. Our practice today is perfect for anybody who is new to yoga, or even for those of you who already practice and just want a really intentional class to get into your breath and your body. For anybody who's completely new to yoga, we often think of the yoga practice as being very physical, but yoga actually is a very multifaceted and expansive practice that includes guidelines for how to live ethically, breathing techniques, meditation techniques, and much more in order to help us clear some of the fluctuations of the mind and come back to ourselves, our connection to the divine. And so today our class is going to be focused on the asana, or what we think of as the physical poses portion of the practice. And I think that this is a place where many people connect to yoga initially because the physical is a really tangible aspect of our yoga practice. And also because many of us store a lot of trauma, tension, a lot of our issues end up getting stored in the body. So it's really important to have a physical practice in order to begin clearing away some of what we're holding on to, some of what we're carrying. So our class today is going to be focused on opening up the body and finding really accessible ways to connect, even if you're not used to moving a lot or if you've never done yoga before. It's going to teach you some of the most common poses that you'll find if you do other classes so that you just have a foundation for what's there. And so we're going to go ahead and begin in a seated position. So you can sit cross-legged, Sukhasana, easy seat. You can have one foot in front of the other, or if it feels okay to actually cross the legs, feel free to do that as well. And if you'd like to at home, you can place a pillow. I have like a meditation cushion here, but you can just use any kind of pillow or blanket that you have at home in order to elevate the hips, and it's often more comfortable. If there's some other way that's better for you to sit, just feel free to listen to your own body and do what's most comfortable and feels best for you. So once you come into this seated position, let's let the hands rest gently over the legs. Let's do palms open today. So palms open is a really receptive gesture. So opening ourselves up to receiving new information, to trying something new, and just seeing whatever your yoga practice has to offer you today. We're going to have our palms open, let your arms be relaxed, and then lean back just a little bit so that you feel your head stacked over your hips. And you might find that there's a lot of hunching or tension, so see if you can just begin to find subtle shifts to begin opening up a little bit more. Relaxing your shoulders down, lengthening through the crown of your head, relaxing your jaw. And if it feels comfortable for you, you can close your eyes. Otherwise, you can keep them open and find a soft gaze towards the ground. One of the most important parts of our yoga practice is the breath. And in yoga, we generally breathe in and out through the nose, trying to create a whisper sound in the back of the throat. You want your breath to be even, so the inhale and the exhale is an even length. So don't worry too much about that right now. If it sounds like a lot, we're simply going to start by tuning in with our natural breath. And let's do this in and out through the nose. You can close your eyes to help you keep the focus inward, or find a gentle gaze towards the floor. Okay, and just take a few moments yourself to notice your own breath. As you breathe here, see if you can let the breath become a little bit deeper. So when you inhale, you're breathing all the way down into your low belly, feeling the belly button rise. And as you exhale, release all the air out and allow your whole body to relax. Let's take one deep breath in together. Deep breath out. And we're just taking this time here at the beginning of our practice to connect with our breath before we begin to move. Your breath is like your anchor. It's what you can always come back to help you stay present. So before you add in the movement, it's always great to just take a moment to get centered. And you can bring your hands together in front of your heart. If it resonates with you, you can set an intention for your practice. Your intention can reflect whatever you'd like to cultivate through your yoga practice today. It can be as simple as just being open-minded towards something new. To seal our intention, we'll take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. And on your next breath, we're going to take an inhale to circle the arms overhead, joining palms together. As you exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Let's do two more like that. Inhale to sweep the arms up and open. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart. On your next inhale, sweep both arms overhead. And this time we'll find a twist. Twisting towards your right, bring your left hand outside your right leg. Bring your right hand to the floor behind you. As you inhale, sit up tall. As you exhale, twist and press all the air out. Let's take two more. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to come back through center. Reach both arms back overhead. Exhale. Twist to your left. Bringing your right hand outside your left leg. Your left hand to the floor behind you. Inhale for a tall spine. Exhale, deepen the twist. Take one more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale to come back through center, reaching both arms overhead. As you exhale, bring your hands back to your heart. Now we're going to interlace the fingers here, forming a fist. And just move your fist around a little bit to warm up the wrists before we put weight on them. Because we have a lot of poses where we're putting weight on our wrists in our yoga practice, so it's good to just take a little time to warm up in this area before you really begin with them. Pause. You're going to keep your hands interlaced. Press your palms up towards the ceiling. So your shoulders relax down, your palms are pressing up. And take a big deep breath in. As you exhale, lean over towards the right, look up to the left. And keep your left hip rooting down here. Good. And then on your next inhale, come back through center. Exhale, lean to your left, look up to your right. Next inhale, come back through center. As you exhale, release your hands down and we'll come into tabletop position. And so you can put aside any cushion or any blankets that you have under you. So tabletop is hands and knees. Your shoulders are over your wrists and your hips are over your knees. So just take a moment to ground here. Feel the connection of your hands with the ground, Hasta Bandha. And then let's just take the hips side to side a little bit, beginning to create some space there, noticing the bigger the movement, the deeper the sensation. Good. And then go ahead and pause with your hips in center, and we'll come through cat-cow. As you inhale, lower your belly towards the floor, lift your heart through your arms, take your gaze up. This is cow. As you exhale, press the floor away, round the spine, look back behind you. This is cat. So you're like a scared Halloween cat here. Good. Inhale, lower your belly. Tail lifts, heart lifts, gaze up. Exhale, press the floor away, look back behind you. Good. So do that 3 more times, taking it nice and slow so you can notice what you're feeling in the body as you move between these 2 points. This is a nice way to just begin connecting your breath with your movement in a really simple way. Let's do 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Come back towards a neutral spine here. Let your knees come a little bit wider than your hips. Bring your hips back towards your heels for Balasana, Child's Pose. Arms are extending forward. You can bring your forehead towards the mat. But you can always place a blanket between your hips and your heels here if you need some support. Balasana is a really grounding pose. It's a good place to come whenever you need a little rest or pause during your practice. On your next inhale, look forward. Rise back up into tabletop, bringing your shoulders over your wrists. And here we're going to come into plank pose. So you're gonna keep this connection between your front and back body. Press into your fingers, extend your right leg back, and then your left leg back, plank pose. Okay, so you wanna keep your hips low in line with the rest of your body so they're not sagging down, not lifting up too high, and try to keep a straight line there with your tailbone lengthening back and your heart reaching forward. As you inhale, shift forward a little bit. Good. So you're probably already feeling quite a lot here. Stay connected with your breath. See if you can use that to help you stay in this shape even as it becomes a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, take 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. So for down dog, your feet and your hands will be about the same distance as they are in plank. You might bring your feet a little bit closer to your hands. Right, so the shape here is an upside down V. Good. And in this pose, you'll probably notice that you're feeling quite a bit in the backs of the legs. So please feel free to bend your knees a lot. So I really like to always start out my practice with a bend through the knees, and over time, maybe the legs get a little straighter and maybe not, but just remember, you can always have your knees bent here, and that helps to take some rounding out of the spine. It's easier on the low back, and it's easier on the backs of the legs, so don't be afraid to bend your knees. Good. And to add a little movement here, you can bend your knees back and forth, continuing to open up the backs of the legs, and just notice what you feel in your body. And this is a really strong pose, so there's a lot of strength in the arms here. It's sometimes you just think of this as a really standard, or in some people's classes they might even call this a resting pose, but it's a really active pose, and especially when you're new, you're gonna feel a lot here. So if you need to come to child's pose, please do so. And if you're feeling a lot, just know that that's normal. Good. So let's not stay here too long. We're gonna pause, take one more breath in stillness. And then inhale to look forward and take a nice, slow, gentle walk up towards the top of your mat, your feet towards your hands. Alright, so same as with down dog, when you come into your standing forward fold, you can bend your knees a lot. Good, and we're going to take the hands onto the shins here. As you inhale, lengthen your spine forward so your torso is parallel to the ground, heart reaching forward, tail reaching back. This is called Ardha Uttanasana, or sometimes called halfway lift. Good. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, fold over your legs for Uttanasana. So Ardha means half. So when you're up here, this halfway lift, what we call, that's like half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. And when you melt down on the exhale, that's full Uttanasana. Good. Let's do that one more time. Inhale to lengthen the spine forward. Use your hands against your shins to help you find that length. And then exhale to melt yourself down. Let your head be heavy. And let's come into ragdoll pose, grabbing opposite elbows, spine heavy towards the ground. Sway your arms side to side. And so really try to let your upper body be heavy here. This pose allows the spine to elongate. When we're standing and sitting all day, it's a lot of compression in the spine, and here we can begin to release some of that. So notice what you feel. Keep it gentle. Good, and then you can go ahead and pause, release your elbows, root through your feet. Inhale, rise all the way up towards standing. Bring both palms together overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart or by your side. Good. Mountain pose, also called Tadasana or Samasthiti. Shoulders relax down. And same as when you're in our seat, you can connect to this idea of root to rise. Your feet are rooting down. You can gently draw your awareness from the soles of your feet, up your legs, up your spine, to the crown of the head. Good. On our next inhale, we'll reach both arms overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. As you exhale, forward fold, bowing all the way down over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale to lengthen your spine, look forward. And this time as you exhale, we're gonna step the left foot back here. Step your left foot all the way to the back of the mat. We're coming into a lunge. So you want a lot of space between your feet here so that you can bend deeply into your right knee. You want to make sure your right knee isn't going way past your ankle. So if that's the case, scoot your right foot forward. And come up to your fingertips here. In this pose, you can also use, I have blocks here, but you don't need blocks at home. You can just use a stack of books like I have here, or a box, or just anything sturdy that you can put your hands on. So that will just give you more spaciousness here. And we're gonna begin to find a gentle movement, rocking front to back. Just noticing what you feel in the right hip and in the back of the left leg. Good. And then go ahead and pause. And your right knee is over your right ankle. Take an inhale to reach your heart forward, and exhale to lower your left knee towards the floor. Relax your left foot. Good. Kneeling crescent, root down through your right foot. Bring your hands up to your right thigh so you can have your hands interlaced here. Gently press your right thigh away from you as you lean the heart back. Good. You can stay here or reach your arms up overhead. I always feel a really intense sensation here, so it's really important to stay focused on the breath and take full deep breaths in, deep breaths out, giving the body a little bit of time to release the tension that's there. Good. Let's take another deep breath in. As you exhale, lower your hands back down onto your blocks or to the floor. Inhale here. As you exhale, glide your hips back to straighten the right leg for Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. Remember, Ardha is half. So you can bring your blocks back with you. I'm just showing you with blocks, but remember you can have your hands on the floor or on a different type of prop. You want to make sure your left hip is over your left knee, so this isn't hips all the way back. You're going to keep your hips stacked over your left knee. Okay. Now let's just take a little bit of movement for the right ankle here. So moving this all around and notice what you feel. And then go ahead and pause. Flex your right foot towards you. And as you inhale, reach your heart forward. As you exhale, fold towards your right leg. So this is kind of like a cat-cow energy. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale to round and fold. And it might be a really small movement, and that's totally fine. You're just using your breath to deepen sensation. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. Stay there for one full breath. And then on your next inhale, reach the heart forward, bend into your right knee. You can bring your blocks up with you and just set them to the side for now. Good. Low lunge twist. As you inhale, reach your right arm up. Good. If you can, tuck your left toes and lift your left knee up. Good. Lean the right shoulder back. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, lower your right hand down to the mat. Good. Press into your hands, lift your right foot, and step back into plank. Good. So you can shift from plank into down dog like we did earlier, or to add on a little bit, we'll come through what we usually call a vinyasa here. That's just what is kind of the standard name when you're in a class. So you can lower your knees to the mat, keep your tailbone tucked under. This is called chaturanga. It's like a tricep push-up. So heart stays forward. Bend your elbows to 90 degrees. And try to stay there for a moment. You'll get really strong. And then press into your hands. Lift your heart, upward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your hips back to your heels all the way into child's pose, forehead to the mat. Inhale to rise up, come into tabletop. As you exhale, tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, slow mindful walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lengthen. Plant the hands. This time, step your right foot back. Right foot extends to the back of the mat. But again, you can scoot your foot up here for a little more space. Good. Optional to grab blocks. And hands on the blocks. You're just going to find a little shifting front to back. Good, and then go ahead and pause. As you inhale, reach the heart forward. As you exhale, lower your right knee towards the floor, relax the foot, and root down through the hands and through the left foot. Good. And then we'll come up, bringing the hands onto the left thigh. Gently press your left thigh away from you to lean the heart back so you're finding more opening across the front of the body. Stay like this or reach the arms overhead. We're going to take 3 big breaths here. And sending the hips forward. Your feet are rooting down as your fingertips rise up. Good. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale, hands come back to the blocks. Good. Take an inhale here. Exhale, glide your hips back, straighten through the left leg. So again, you might wiggle this left foot forward to make space. Bring your blocks back with you for support. And bring your hands back. And then finding some circles here with the left ankle. And a few circles in the other direction. Pause, flex your left foot towards your face. As you inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold towards your left leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. 1 more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Stay there for a breath. And then on your next inhale, lengthen the spine, bend into your left knee. You can move the blocks to the side. Hands frame the left foot here. Low lunge twist. Keep your right hand on the ground. Reach your left arm up. If you can, tuck your right toes and lift your right knee up off the ground. Then lean your left shoulder back. Keep your left hip hugging in. Press into your left foot. Good. 1 more inhale. Exhale, lower your left hand down. Press into your hands. Step back into plank. The knees can lower. Chaturanga. Shift your shoulders past your wrists. Take a breath in. Exhale to bend your elbows. Inhale, press into your hands, lift the heart. As you exhale, bring your hips to your heels. Child's pose. Feel your breath move. And then we'll come up towards a seated position, so you can walk your hands in towards you and shift your weight so that you can bring your legs out in front of you here. We're going to extend the legs all the way out and coming into Paschimottanasana, forward fold. So let's go ahead and do this with knees bent here to start. So legs together. You can have a bend through your knees, same as our down dog or our standing forward fold. Reach your hands towards your feet as much as you can. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, melt over your legs. So if it feels okay, you can straighten your legs out here more, but feel free to keep your knees bent. Good. We'll take 3 more breaths. And then on your next inhale, you can lengthen your spine and look forward. And rising back up to a tall seat. Extend your legs all the way out. Let's bring the hands behind and just shake the legs out a little bit. And then we'll come down onto our backs for our last couple of poses for our practice today. So you can just scoot your hips up and gently roll yourself down onto your back. Good. You can take some rocks side to side, massaging your low spine. Good. And then pause here, take an inhale and center. As you exhale, let your knees lower over towards the right and look over to your left, spinal twist. You can use your right hand on your left leg to help you bring your legs towards the ground. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, lower your knees to the left and look to the right. You can use your left hand to help guide the legs over. Inhale to come back through center, hugging the knees in. Take one hand to each knee. We'll gently stir the knees open and closed. Do 3 times in one direction. And then pause and switch. Circle the knees the other way. And then go ahead and pause, hug the knees in, and then we'll lay all the way down, extending your legs straight. Allow the feet and arms to land wide, coming into Shavasana, the final pose of our practice. Shavasana is where we take a moment to rest and take in all the efforts of our practice. This pose here representing your renewal and rebirth after practice. A moment to choose mindfully how you'd like to transition into the rest of your day. And then when you're ready, you can use your hands to help you press all the way back up to a seated position. Together in front of the heart, honoring our intentions, and equally honoring yourself exactly as you are right now. We'll seal our practice today with a deep breath in and a deep breath out. So much for taking the time to practice with me today. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please feel free to let me know below. I'll be coming back with a part 2 for our Yoga for Beginner series, as well as many other videos soon. So make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.